In this episode, we look at antonyms versus synonyms. So we're going to differentiate between the terms synonyms and antonyms and form antonyms using prefixes and acquire new vocabulary and use it correctly. What are synonyms? Synonyms are words with the same or similar meaning. Synonyms provide variety in our speech and writing. It is important to learn about various sets of synonyms so that you can avoid repetition. Here are some examples to get you started. Brave, valiant, begin, commence, beautiful, gorgeous, disaster, catastrophe, empty, vacant, enough, sufficient, escape, elude, kind, generous, outstanding, prominent, show, demonstrate. So just thinking about this, the man was very brave when he went into the gully to retrieve the child who had fallen ill. As a result, he got a medal from the government for his valiant efforts on National Heroes Day. So the word valiant is the same as brave. School begins at 8 o'clock. Our school day commences at 8. My brother looked at the girl and said that she was gorgeous. I didn't know what it meant. I asked my mother and she said that the girl was beautiful. Hurricane Gilbert is remembered as a natural disaster. My uncle said that it was a great catastrophe. That house is vacant. Mommy, what do you mean by vacant? Oh, it's just empty. Nobody lives there. Daddy made sure he had sufficient gas in the car for the trip. He made sure he had enough gas for the trip. The men eluded the police as they looked for them. They made their escape. After the hurricane, the man decided to share what he had with his neighbors. He was considered very generous. He was said to be very kind. Norman Manley is an outstanding Jamaican politician. Norman Manley was a prominent Jamaican politician. Our PE teacher, Mr. Brown, demonstrated the chess pass in netball. He showed us how to do the chess pass in PE class. So these are some words here, and we have the synonyms here, words that are similar in meaning. Now to antonyms. An antonym is a word that is opposite in meaning to another word. You can use an antonym to show contrast between two things or to emphasize a point. You can also use them to explain exactly how you feel. Here are some examples to get you started. Absent, present, abundant, scarce, accept, refuse, advance, retreat, begin, end, better, worse, praise, blame, coward, hero, cautious, reckless, deep, shallow. Maxwell is absent from school today, but he was present yesterday. In the story of Joseph, Egypt had abundant food, and then during the famine, food was scarce. We offered to help the old lady with her bags. She accepted at first, but then got scared and refused. In the battle, the soldiers advanced, but they later had to retreat. We begin our school day at 8 and end at 2:30. He hoped for a better result, but the worst thing happened. Martin was praised for scoring a goal and then blamed for allowing the defender to pass him. Norman Manley is considered a national hero because he represented the people. The man who ran away from the fight was thought to be a coward. In crossing the road, we are told to be cautious, to look left, right, and left again. Timmy was reckless and ran across the road and was hit. I won't swim in this part of the pool. It is too deep, but I will wade here as it is shallow. Forming antonyms using prefixes. We can form the opposites of words by using a prefix, that is, a syllable written before a word that changes its meaning. We use prefixes such as on, dis, in, ir, ill, im, none, and miss to form the opposite of many words. Here are some examples. Armed, unarmed. So somebody has a gun, they are armed. You don't have a gun, you are unarmed. Comfort, discomfort. Correct, incorrect. Responsible, irresponsible. Legal, illegal. Possible, impossible. Essential, non-essential. Lead, mislead. Now note, the opposites of many words ending with full are formed by substituting less for full. Activity 1. Read each sentence below and write an antonym from the word box for each underlined word on the lines provided. In the word box, we have fast, neat, tall, full, asleep, comfortable, standing, out, never, young, quiet, and responsible. My room looks very messy. So it would be neat. The concert was very loud. The concert was very quiet. Number 3, the cup was completely empty. The cup was completely full. Everybody was sitting in the audience. Everybody was standing in the audience. The short basketball player went for the rebound. The tall basketball player went for the rebound. They were uncomfortable at the sporting event. They were comfortable at the sporting event. We looked in the car window. We looked out the car window. You are always prepared for school. You are never prepared for school. The old man had a lot of fight in him. So if he's not old, the opposite, the young man had a lot of fight in him. The footballer was slow. The footballer was fast. The leaders were irresponsible with their power. The opposite of irresponsible would be responsible. So the leaders were responsible with their power. I stayed awake during the earthquake. I was asleep during the earthquake. Activity 2. Read the paragraph below. The numbered words are overused words. Think of a synonym you could use to replace each word to add interest. Write the word on the corresponding numbered line. The first one has been done for you. Jennifer and Laritza had a nice day at school. In the morning, they listened as their teacher read a nice story. Although the work was hard during the mathematics class because they had just started learning a new skill, the teacher was happy with their progress. It was a nice day, so they were able to play soccer outside for PE. The class was happy when the teacher said that they would have a party that afternoon. Jennifer was excited about the party, but Laritza did not want to go to the party. She was tired because she did not sleep well the night before. She stayed at recess and made a pretty sign while the other children played outside. She used big letters to write the word celebrate. She even drew butterflies with small dots on their wings. Jennifer came back a few minutes later to help her. Together, they colored the pictures and letters that Laritza had drawn. When the other students came back in after recess, they all agreed that it was a nice sign. The teacher put it up on the board in front of the class, then passed out some good cookies. She told them that they were celebrating because they had done a good job on their recent tests. She was happy they had done well. So the first word, pleasant, could be used. Activity 3, creating antonyms with prefixes. Add a prefix that means not to each underlined word to create its antonym. Write the antonym on the line. Tom is very mature. Tom is very immature. Number 2, George is not very capable. George is incapable. Number 3, that idea is not legal. That idea is illegal. Number 4, his thought was not complete. His thought was incomplete. Number 5, that does not make sense. That is nonsense. Number 6, I'm afraid that's not possible. I'm afraid that is impossible. His argument isn't logical. His arguments are illogical. I don't think that's correct. I don't think that's incorrect. Number 9, that animal is not existent. That animal is non-existent. Number 10, her dive was not perfect. Her dive was imperfect. So to wrap this one up now, in this episode we were looking at antonyms versus synonyms. Remember that antonyms are words that are opposite in meaning, while synonyms are words that are similar in meaning. Complete the activities, turn them into your teachers, get the feedback you need, and also do as much work on your own as you can. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.